As I mentioned, the introduction is one of the most important parts of the sales process. It's your opportunity to make a first impression on that business owner. There are a few steps that you need to be sure to include each time that you do an introduction. Of course, you're going to begin with your name. I normally only give my first name because I think that it's a little bit more informal. Also, be sure to let them know that you're a student and that you're working on a project. You're going to let them know a little bit about the planner as well. You want to give them a little bit of background information so that they know exactly what you're talking about. Also, let them know that what you're trying to do is get their business information included in the student planner, and you'd like to know who you should speak with. Here's an example of how my introduction sounds. Hi, my name is Lindsay. I'm a student and I'm working on a project. We're putting together the student planner. You know, it's the one that goes out through the off-campus bookstore. I'm sure you're familiar with that bookstore, right? Well, this is the planner that goes out for free to the students. It's something, of course, that they can hold on to all year. I want to make sure that we get your business information included this year, so do you know who I should speak to about that? That's an example of how you might do your introduction. The next step of the sales process is to get information about the business. This is really important because the information that you get from this business owner is going to help you show them why the planner is something that they should participate in. There are a lot of different questions that you can ask a business owner when you go in, and I normally like to try to think of specific questions for that business. For example, if I'm going to go into a restaurant, I might ask them if they offer catering, or if they could accommodate large groups like fraternities and sororities. If I went into an auto mechanic, I might ask them if they offer any student specials, or if they have any discounts on oil changes. Asking these types of questions and getting business owners to say yes to these simple questions shows them that they have a reason that they need to participate in the planner. They need to let the students know about these services that they offer. So make sure that you think about the questions that you want to ask before you walk in. There is a sheet in your binder that has a lot of different types of businesses and some example questions that you could ask. So before you walk into a business, just take a quick look at that sheet and you should come up with some easy questions that you can ask to gather more information. We have a magic question that we can ask anytime you might get stumped. It's a question that can work for every single business that you speak to. That question is, what are you currently doing to reach out to the students? If you ever get stuck, just ask that question. It gives the business owner an opportunity to talk and to tell you about what sort of things they might already be doing to advertise to the students. It also allows you to transition to your demonstration, because after you've asked this question, you can then respond with, well, what do you have that's maybe a little bit more permanent? So, for example, if you ask the business owner, so what are you currently doing to reach out to the students? And they say, well, we're currently advertising in the school paper. You might say to them, oh, well, that's awesome, but what do you have that's maybe a little bit more permanent that the students hold on to all year? Now it's time to begin your demonstration. This is when you're going to show the business owner all of the different features and benefits of the student planner and to actually walk them through the different sections. I hold my planner out and flip through it right there with the business owner so they can actually see each section. This is a chance for me to show them why this is such a great place for them to advertise. My demonstration sounds a little bit like this. Well, as I mentioned, the student planner is something that goes out at the beginning of the year. It's distributed to the students through the bookstore as well as at various apartment communities, and they can pick it up for free. It has a lot of important information that the students can refer to throughout the year. It includes the academic and athletic calendars, important phone numbers, and of course the planner pages where the students can keep their assignments and their social calendars. The section, however, that you're going to be most interested in is this business section in the back. If you look at it, it might remind you a little bit of some of the old school yellow page advertising that used to be out there. But unlike the phone book or the newspaper, the planner is something that the students will hold on to all year and that they use every single day. After the demonstration, I always turn to the appropriate category for the business that I'm speaking with. So for example, if I'm speaking to a restaurant, I'm sure to show them the restaurant section of the planner. I want to show them all of the different businesses that are already advertising in the student planner. It's kind of human nature to want to keep up with the Joneses and to do whatever anybody else is doing and maybe even do it bigger and better. So I'll go through and list each business that's currently there and show them the ads that they have. I'm going to recommend to them that they at least do something that's comparable or maybe do something larger to really help them stand out. But if the business owner isn't really into that, then I'm going to at least recommend that they be represented. Hey, let's go ahead and sign you up for your name, address, and phone number. That way, you'll at least be an option for the students this year. Now it's time to close the sale. You've already done your demonstration and made a recommendation, so now it's time to actually get the contract signed. This can be the hardest part for some students. So I'm going to give you a couple of different ways that you can close your sale. I normally like to give them an either-or question, and I state it in a very assumptive way. I will say something like, would you like to do a quarter page or an eighth page? So I give them two options. Either one they choose means that they're signing up. If they tell you that they don't want to do either of those, then you might say something along the lines of, well, let's at least get you represented this year. How would you like your name, address, and phone number to list? After you've asked the question, it's really important that you be quiet. Don't keep talking because oftentimes you can talk yourself right out of the sale. So give them a chance to think about their answer and then to respond. When they say to you, I think I'm going to just do the eighth page, that's your cue to pull out the paperwork and start filling it out. At the end of this sales presentation, I'm always sure to ask the business owner for a referral, and I'll even ask them even if they don't sign up with me. They have lots of friends in the area and can probably give you some names of other business owners that might be interested in being represented in the student planner. It will make your life so much easier when you go to that business and can ask for the correct person. Also, it's really important, of course, to thank the business owner for their time and for advertising with us before you leave.